Hello everyone, let me introduce you to an important topic in integral calculus, namely multiple integrals. In this topic, we will study the evaluation of double integrals and triple integrals. We start with double integrals. Now recall that the integral x is equal to a to b y dx represents the area under the curve y equal to f of x and bounded by the straight lines x is equal to a, x is equal to b and the x-axis. Now the double integral also represents the area under the curve. To understand this concept better, let us consider a few examples. In the first example, you see the area under the curve y equal to f of x and which is bounded by the straight lines x is equal to a and x is equal to b and the x-axis. Consider a vertical strip and a horizontal strip in this region. The intersection of this strip represents the entire area under the curve. This is a very small area element. Call it as dA. So dA will be equal to dx into dy. Therefore, the total area A is equal to the integral dA, or the total area A is the double integral dx dy. Now consider the second example. Here you see an area under the curve y equal to f of x bounded by the straight lines x is equal to a, x is equal to b and the x-axis. Consider a vertical strip. This is a small rectangular strip which is representing the total area. So this area element dA is equal to y into dx. Y is the length of the strip and dx is the width of the strip. So the total area A will be equal to the integral x is equal to a to b y dx. Or in other words, it will be x is equal to a to b f of x dx. Now the f of x can be replaced by the integral dy y is equal to 0 to f of x. Thus you can see that the double integral represents the area under the curve. Now consider the third example. You see the area under the curve x is equal to g of y, which is bounded by the straight lines y equal to c and y equal to d and the y-axis. Consider a horizontal strip. It is a small rectangular strip which is representing the whole area. So the area element dA is equal to x into dy. So x is the length of the strip and dy is the width of the strip. Now the total area A will be equal to the integral y equal to c to d x dy. Or in other words, it will be the integral y equal to c to d g of y dy. Now the g of y can be replaced by the integral x is equal to 0 to g of y dx. Consider the fourth example. Here you see a region which is bounded by four straight lines. X is equal to a, x is equal to b, then y equal to c and y equal to d. Consider a vertical strip and a horizontal strip, and the small rectangular region which is the intersection of both the strips is the area element dA, which is very clearly equal to dx into dy. So this area element represents the total area. So the total area A will be equal to the double integral c to d. Those are the limits for y, and x is equal to a to b dx dy. Now we can write this double integral as a product of two single integrals. The first integral is with respect to y, and the limits for y are c to d, and the second integral is with respect to x, and the limits for x are a to b. Therefore, we obtain the area of this rectangular region, that is length into breadth, d minus c in the brackets, and in the second bracket b minus e. Now we come to a very important property of the double integrals. A double integral can be expressed as a product of two single integrals, provided the following two conditions are satisfied. The first condition, the limits of integration are constants, and the second condition, the integrand can be expressed as a function of x into function of y. Note that this property was used for the example 4. Now we come to the first type of examples on the double integrals. The first type of examples are on the direct evaluation because the limits of integration are given. So take up the first example. Evaluate the double integral 0 to 1 x square to 2 minus x y dy dx. So if you observe the inner limits, they are in terms of x and the outer limits are constants. Now because the inner limits are in terms of x, therefore they are the limits for y. So we have to evaluate this integral firstly with respect to y. Now the integration of y is y square by 2, and it is between the limits x square to 2 minus x. Upon substituting the limits, we get 2 minus x the whole square minus x raised to 4. And note that the constant 1 by 2 has been taken outside the integral. Now we proceed further. The integration of 2 minus x the whole square, it is minus 2 minus x the whole cube divided by 3, and the integration of x raised to 4 is x raised to 5 by 5. And the limits are 0 to 1. After substituting the limits and simplifying, we get the answer as 16 by 15. Now come to the second example. Evaluate the double integral 0 to pi by 2, 0 to 3 into the bracket 1 minus cos t x square sin t dt dx. Now if you observe the inner limits, they are in terms of t. Therefore, they are the limits for x. Now with respect to x, t is constant. So we take sin t outside the inner integral. Now the integration of x square, it is x cube by 3, and the limits are 0 to 3 in the brackets 1 minus cos t. Upon substituting the limits, we have the constant 9 outside and the integral 0 to pi by 2 sin t into 1 minus cos t the whole cube dt. So the integration of this term, it is 1 minus cos t the whole raised to 4 divided by 4, and the constant 9 is outside and the limits are 0 to pi by 2. Upon substituting the limits, we get the answer as 9 divided by 4. Now consider the third example. Evaluate the double integral 0 to 1, 0 to under root of 1 minus x square, 4xy e raised to x square dy dx. Now observe the inner limits. They are in terms of x. Therefore, they are the limits for y, and clearly the outer limits are the limits for x. Now with respect to y, x is a constant. Therefore, x into e raised to x square has been taken outside the inner integral. The constant 4 has been taken outside the double integral. Now the integration of y is y square by 2, and the limits are 0 to under root of 1 minus x square. Upon substituting the limits, we get the integral as 2 times 0 to 1 x into e raised to x square, and in the brackets 1 minus x square dx. Now this integral is evaluated by substitution method. Substitute e raised to x square as t, then you get 2x e raised to x square dx is equal to dt, and the limits for x are 0 to 1. So when you substitute x as 0, you get t as 1. When you substitute x as 1, you get t as e. Therefore, the integral becomes t is equal to 1 to e in the brackets 1 minus log t dt. Now the integration of 1 is t, and the integration of log t, it is t log t minus t. Upon substituting the limits, we get the answer as e minus 2. Now we come to the assignment questions. The question number 4, 5, 6 and 7 are the assignment questions.